Hello and welcome to another workshop project where today I am making a stone set sliding pendant for a very special 16th birthday present. So first of all, let me just tell you about this brief. I basically had a client approach me for their daughter's 16th birthday. This client comes from Italy. Why am I telling you this? Well, a lot of you may know that I am Italian and therefore I have a following in Italy as well. And I get quite a few commissions coming from Italy as well. Now, if you know anything about the Latino culture, you will know that the 16th birthday is a very important birthday. It's also called a quinceañera, and that is obviously for the Latino, the Spanish culture. Now, in Italy, it's not quite the same, but the 16th birthday is still quite an important birthday, as in most cultures. So this is quite a special commission. So my client wanted to have something very special made for their daughter. However, they were struggling on deciding on what kind of thing to go for because their daughter is actually quite sporty, she's quite active, she doesn't like quite big cumbersome things, she likes things to be minimal, but she is still quite girly in the sense that she likes something a little bit sparkly. But being quite sporty and active, she can't really wear big chunky things. So they asked for my advice. And honestly, I resonated quite a lot with this 16-year-old girl. When I was a 16-year-old girl, I was also quite active and tomboyish. So again, I can actually resonate with that side of things. But also, if you know me, I'm a hopeless romantic. I am quite girly in that side. I like things with a little bit of sparkle. So again, it's something that I could relate to quite a lot. And instead of suggesting some big elaborate design, I decided to suggest something small and simple that this girl could wear every single day. And therefore this present would mean a lot more to her because it's not something that she would just wear maybe on special occasions or that she would just end up keeping in a box, but it's something that can remind her of her parents every single time that she wears it. So I recommended this design, which is a very simple stone set slider pendant. Apparently this girl's favorite color is purple, so I'm going for a purple stone, aka an amethyst, and I'm just going to do a very simple tube setting with a nice crisp edge that will basically slide on a pendant and will be very comfortable for everyday wear and just add that little bit of sparkle. So for this job, I will need some silver tubing, some silver wire, and an amethyst. So the first thing I need to do to start this job is file the end of a length of tube that will become my stone setting. I will be setting a 3mm stone, so I want to use a tube which has a 3mm inner diameter so that the stone fits in perfectly. Once I've filed it flat, I can now mark out with my scribe and then cut with my saw a length of tube that I want for my stone setting. So I cut down the marked length and then I file and sand the freshly cut edge. I also like to clean the inside to take away any flecks or any sharp bits that could damage my stone. I always need to test the fit of my stone, as a fraction of a millimeter can really make a difference. In this case, my tube is a little narrow, so I need to open it up just a little bit. Now for the inner collet, which is basically a little seat that the stone sits on the inside of my tube. I would normally create this seat using wire, but I just happen to have another length of tubing that fits inside my first piece of tubing absolutely perfectly, so I'm going to use that instead. So now I need to basically repeat this tube filing, marking and cutting process that I have just done for the outside tube to create the inside collet. Once it's cut, I place it into position, making sure that my stone is able to sit at the correct height, and then I solder the two tubes together. Now I can mark and drill 2 holes on the side of my tube setting for my chain to go through later. Then I clean the inside of the stone setting in preparation for the stone to sit inside. I then clean the sides and then pop my setting in my dopstick to keep the tube steady while I set it. And then I set the stone. Apologies for the bad camera angle. I thought I was in shot, but I was wrong. But I am basically filing and pushing the edges of my setting over my stone to trap the stone and encase it. Once the stone is secure, I can give my edges a polish. I can then take it out of my dopstick and clean and polish the entire setting. And then the chain. For a slider pendant, you really want it to sit quite high up, not as a choker, but still quite high up. So technically, if you can see kind of my bone line, I'm trying to push myself forward so you can actually see the bone line. You can see that here, where I'm holding my necklace, would be a choker, and you don't want it quite high as that, but you want the little stone to fall in that little alcove, that little crevice there. So you're looking basically at a 16-inch chain. To me, anything lower than that would just be a little bit clunky and in the way, but if it sits nicely there, it's just that little bit of sparkle that will look good with any outfit, basically. Now that my 16-inch chain is on, my job is done. Et voila! A sparkling amethyst set inside a slider pendant. Simple, classic, and timeless. So what do you think of this little simple classic design? If you would like one made for yourself, for your daughter, granddaughter, mother, grandmother, etc., then feel free to just drop me a line through my social media at Lorna Design or through my website lornaromanenghi.com, and I am always here and happy to take on any commissions. I hope you've had fun watching me work away on this commission today, and if you've enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the notifications button, which will keep you up to date to any new videos coming out. Thanks again for joining me today, and see you next week.